Zeal Education Society, redefining excellence.
Hello and welcome all. I am Mr. G.S. Ranavkar, Assistant Professor in the Department of Civil Engineering of Zeal College of Engineering and Research, Pune. In today's session, we are going to learn about brick masonry. Basically, masonry is nothing but systematic arrangement of building blocks. Now, these building blocks are the blocks maybe in the form of stone or bricks or maybe any kind of perforated block which are being used for the construction of walls. Now, when the brick is being utilized, it is termed as a brick masonry. We normally observe the brick in the superstructure part, means which is above the plinth, in the construction of arches, domes, and architectural works. Also, in the construction of laying of footpaths, also sometimes we observe bricks. So, as the bricks are being made up of earthen works, or these are the earthen bricks, these are popularly being utilized in the 80% of construction activity. It is not possible that every brick can be used for the primary work or important work. And to use it for the important work or any task, it must be having a certain dimensions. Now each brick, when it is called as standard one, the standard dimension of bricks are 190 mm by 19 mm by 90 mm. So 190 by 90 by 90 is the standard brick having a depression at top surface, that is called frog. Along with these, this is a stretcher face and this is a header face of the brick. Now to maintain a staggerness in the joint. Now this staggerness or staggered joint pattern is necessary to improve the strength of the wall so that it will having a lateral stability as well as the cracks will not be developed while construction of these kind of bricks. And for that we always need to be cut it either in vertical line or in horizontal one. Now this is a half queen closure when it has been cut in along the length of this brick. Along with these, a good brick must have following characteristics. It must have a proper size, shape and sharp edges. Now as we discuss the size of the brick, a standard dimension are mostly preferred. Along with these, the brick must be having sharp edges so that a bonding or at the joint of two building bricks, it will be very fine in nature. The brick must have a uniform color. It is an indication of the well burnedness. When the earthen brick is being utilized, it need to be, after casting, it need to be burned so that it will get a ringing sound. So ringing sound is the another indication that it do not have any kind of minor or major cracks. So uniform color and ringing sound is the indication of a well burned brick. It must have a fine and compact texture. A proper compaction is the indication, is the result of getting a good brick with a compact texture and fineness in its surface. It must have water absorption less than 10% by weight. Now, why this water absorption is required? Because in case of brick masonry work, our binding material will be the cement mortar. Now, in case of cement mortar, the strength of this cement mortar is entirely depend on the heat of hydration generated at the time of shifting from the wet mixture to the dry mixture. Now, if the heat of hydration may result to the development of cracks. Now, if the water absorption ratio is not less than 10% by weight, then brick will absorb the water from cement mortar itself, which is being used for the jointing or binding purpose, and then definitely there may be the formation of cracks may cause. And that is why the brick itself, and sometimes at side you might have observed that bricks are being wet or these are being immersed in the water for some duration, maybe 5 minutes or 10 minutes, and then they are being laid on the respective layers. Then crushing strength must be greater than 35 kg per centimeter square. The crushing strength is nothing but its load bearing capacity or load carrying capacity. So maximum load it can sustain, that is 35 kg per centimeter square. And one of the important part, that is ease for workmanship, means maybe the cutting must be possible or easier one, its handling must be easier one, In case of you may require it, cut it in the diagonal one or any kind of ornamental part, you are going to cut it in any specific shape. It must be very easy for one. That is nothing but it's ease for workmanship. So when you are calling it a good brick, it must have all these characteristics fulfilled by it. Now, when we call the masonry work as discussed earlier, it is nothing but a systematic arrangement. Along with these one, the systematic arrangement is being carried out by a specific kind of bonds for specific purpose. These are the bonds which are applied or which are being adopted in case of brick masonry. Stretcher bond, header bond, English bond, Flemish bond are the important one or commonly observed bond in case of brick masonry. Along with this, garden wall bond, racking bond, Dutch bond, brick on edge bond, English cross bond, facing bond are the some of the bonds which are not regularly but occasionally you can found over here. Now these are the four important bonds, that is stretcher bond, header bond, English bond, Flemish bond. Now in case of stretcher bond, as you can observe, all the bricks are being laid in its stretcher side. Means all the bricks in stretcher course only, means parallel or its longer dimension is parallel to construction of wall. Whereas in case of header one, you can observe the bricks are laid with header side projected out. In case of English bond, it consists header as well as stretcher. So for the staggerness of joint, you can observe there is a one brick Now in case of English bond, you can observe the header as well as stretcher bond. So for the maintaining staggerness of the joint, a one queen closure has been introduced, and then they have started the laying of the brick with alternatively header and stretcher in layers. So this will be the layer of header, and to the opposite one there will be the layer of stretcher, and in the next layer over the header there will be the stretcher, and over the stretcher there will be the header. This is a case of Flemish bond where you can observe there is an alternate arrangement in the same layer of header and stretcher. That is a peculiarity of this bond. In case of English bond, you can recall that there is a alternatively header and stretchers were placed. Whereas in case of this Flemish bond, you can observe the header and stretcher are placed alternatively in the same layer. So this is every alternate header there will be the stretcher, and for the staggerness of joint or for the breaking of joint there will be the one queen closure. This is the Flemish bond which is being utilized. Now in case of English bond and Flemish bond, you can go for the 1 brick thick wall or 1.5 brick thick wall and 2 brick thick wall, like that, and accordingly you need to. So this is a case of a 6 inches wall thickness with stretcher bond, and there will be the header one at the corner. Same way, this will be the alternate courses in case of stretcher one. So there will be the alternate course of stretcher only, but to the second, fourth and sixth one. Now in case of header bond masonry, this will look like this. When it is a 1 brick thick wall, means our longer dimension as a wall thickness means 190 mm plus plastering. So you will get a 230 mm of wall thickness. So in this particular case, header bond masonry, which is normally being utilized. In practice, we prefer this kind of bond, and in case of English bond, you may go for, as you are going to, so single building or single block. Now in case of English bond course, when it is being utilized or when it is implemented on site, so you can observe this will be the length of entire brick, and along with this there will be the parallelly all these bricks will be laid to the alternate layer, and then over which there will be the total header layer. So at first, third and fifth course plan, you may observe all the stretchers in one side and all the headers to the other, whereas in the alternative or next layer there will be the or second, fourth, sixth layer. You may observe all the headers over stretcher and all the stretchers over the header. So this will generate a very excellent elevation or a very excellent front side view to the building component. So if you make it as an exposed one also, it will look good. So no necessity of plastering, so provided you maintain a very good kind of workmanship. Now in case of Flemish bond, as there is a alternatively header and stretcher, again there will be the one queen closer to its center or after one stretcher, and then alternatively header and stretcher will be provided, so that this will be a perfect 230 mm of wall thickness. So these are the major bonds, that is stretcher, header, English and Flemish bond. Now in case of stretcher bond, as we have seen in this earlier video, that is all the bricks are being laid with its longer dimension parallel to length of the wall. In case of header bond, the header face will be projecting towards it will be the facing of the wall. In case of English bond, with one brick thick wall, one brick thick is nothing when you will be getting a wall thickness as its length, that is 190 mm. But providing the plaster from external as well as internal, we will be getting a wall thickness of 230 mm, and that when it is called as a one brick thick wall. Now in case of 1.5 brick thick brick wall, it will be additional layer of stretcher will be there. So to the backing of this one, there may be the header and stretcher alternatively, and you will be getting one header as well as additional stretcher to this alternate wall. Now in case of English bond with 1.5 brick thick wall, you may observe over there the bricks are laid alternatively with, so the projection will be in the elevation. You may guess the alternate layer of header and stretcher, header layer, stretcher layer, header layer, stretcher layer. But for this you will be you need to maintain the wall thickness as 1.5, then this will be the one brick thick, and then additional half brick thick wall you can add by providing the one stretcher layer along with one header layer. So in the next layer the arrangement will be different. So this is the alternate layer arrangement where through the backing there will be the header. Now in the alternate layer there will be the stretcher, and to the facing there will be the header one. So you may get the elevation like this. Now in case of English bond with 2 brick thick wall, means it will be the double of this one. So 190 plus 190, that will be the wall thickness plus plaster thickness. Now in such circumstances you have to make arrangement of brick like this. So there will be the core portion of the wall will be the header or stretcher, and then you will be providing all the headers to the alternate layer. So alternatively you are providing all headers, and then when it is a case of stretcher one, the core of the wall will be filled by the header bricks. This is a case of 2.5 brick thick wall. This is a typical arrangement where you can maintain the wall thickness at 2.5 brick thick. This is a double Flemish bond. Now in case of Flemish bond, what is the peculiarity of this one? When you are arranging alternatively header and stretcher in the single layer, in the same layer you may observe the header and stretcher, and in case of one brick thick wall, this is a typical arrangement you can observe over here. This is a case of 1 brick thick wall, this is a case of 1.5 brick thick wall, and this is a case of 2 brick thick wall, means 190, 190. This is a single Flemish bond. Now rest of the bond, that is garden wall bond, these are the not commonly used but can be recommended depending on the available fund. As in case of garden wall bond, it is not expected that it will carry any kind of load or excessive loads. So we prefer here or after certain interval you may observe there the header course. Rest of the part will be filled by stretcher course only. So in this one you may find over here the one brick back or queen closer just to maintain the staggerness of joint. So you may observe here the staggered joint manner, so that there will be when the load will come over here, it will be entirely distributed through this one. To the bottom there will be the header, as it is the stronger one. As the joints are more, definitely motor component will be more, and definitely this will be the stronger one to the bottom part. Now in case of garden wall Flemish bond, so there will be the alternatively header and alternatively stretcher also will be there. In case of racking bond, now this is a case of racking bond which can be adopted on site in the various forms. Now this is the diagonal bond where the bricks are being laid along its corner, so that you may observe the bricks are seen as like a diagonal one. Whereas in case of herringbone bond, after certain interval and mostly from the center line of the entire wall, you may observe the inclination of the brick is being changed. Now in case of zigzag bond, the alternatively bricks are being laid along its inclination, so direction changes, and so this is termed as a zigzag bond. Then this is a Dutch bond. The peculiarity of this Dutch bond is there will be the 3/4 bat will be there to achieve the staggerness of joint, and though you may observe there is alternate header, stretcher, header, then also there will be the for maintaining staggeredness, so here there will be the one header. So this is the one of the stronger bond, but it is a costlier one. Now English cross bond, this is again a case when there will be the header, stretcher will be there, but along with this you may observe there is a provision of brick bats. It is a queen closer. In case of earlier one, it is a 3/4 bat, whereas in this particular case it will be the queen closer being provided in case of English. In the next video we are going to learn about the stone masonry and different types of stone masonry. Thank you for your patient learning.
Zeal Education Society, redefining excellence.